Okay, so here's some Coming to America Part 2 news. The good people at HollywoodReporter.com posted a very interesting article on April 13th of 2017. I'm going to ruin this name, Mia Galupo, posted an article titled Paramount Hires Original Coming to America Writers to Pen Sequel. Let me go ahead and read this article to you guys, give my opinion on, because you know my opinion is the most valued opinion in the world, my Jesus. She wrote, there is no word yet on whether Eddie Murphy will reprise his role of Prince Akeem. A Coming to America sequel has been a long rumored project, but Paramount is finally taking steps toward production. The studio has hired Barry Blaustein and David Sheffield, who penned the 1988 original, to write the potential sequel, The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. The project is still early on in the development process, but Kevin Misher of Carrie and Public Enemies is attached to produce. There is no word yet on whether Eddie Murphy will reprise his iconic role. In the John Landis directed original, Murphy played Prince Akeem, who traveled from his wealthy African country to Queens, New York. Wait a second. What was the name of the country, people? I mean, Africa's a continent. Have you ever noticed that they only do that with Africa? They speak about Africa as if it's a country or a city or a state or something like that. They act like it's not this vast continent, the biggest continent on the planet. You know, they talk about Africa like it's this tiny little speckle on the map, and that's just not realistic. If somebody's from Germany or France, Paris, or Spain, they don't say that this person is from Europe. They don't call them a European American, etc., etc. They say what that person's nationality is. You know, same thing if a person is from India or China or Japan or whatever. They speak about your nation. They don't talk about your continent. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Indians and Chinese are both Asians. You know, they're both from Asia, the continent of Asia, but they're two vastly different places, two completely different cultures. The way Chinese people get down, the way Indians get down, the cuisine, the way that they dress, their movies, their ideologies. There's a big difference. I mean, they live vastly different. But anyways, back to the article. I just had to rant for a second. In the John Landis directed original, Murphy played Prince Akeem, who traveled from his wealthy African country to Queens, New York, to escape an estranged marriage and find a wife who will love him in spite of his title. Arsenio Hall and James Earl Jones also starred in the comedy, along with Sherry Headley and John Amos with his big ass nostrils. No, let me stop. They didn't put that in the article. I just had to add that. The movie was also the subject of a major breach of contract lawsuit. I'm going to ruin his name, Butchwald, I guess, versus Paramount, where writer Art Butchwald alleged that the studio stole his... What in the world? I'm tripping. Wait. The movie was also the subject of a major breach of contract lawsuit, Butchwald versus Paramount, where writer Art Butchwald alleged that the studio stole his and produced partner Alain Bernheim's script treatment that eventually became Coming to America. Is this written properly? The movie was also the subject of a major breach of contract lawsuit, Butchwald versus Paramount, where writer Art Butchwald alleged that the studio stole his and produced partner Alain Bernheim's script treatment that eventually became Coming to America. I don't think that was written properly. Anyways, Butchwald won the case in California Superior Court and was awarded $900,000 in damages by Paramount. Blaustein and Sheffield are rep by Paradigm. So, yeah, that's what was written about the movie. This is all I know. My Jesus, I can't wait for Coming to America Part 2. I'll give it a chance. A lot of people are like, listen, man, you're going to ruin the original. Listen, the original stands on its own. It was a great movie. It wasn't even just a good movie. That was a damn good movie. Freaking hilarious. And everything was on point. I mean, the accents, the comedy, the comedic timing, the character development was amazing. The cinematography was good. The fashion, everything about that movie, it all came together to just make this great freaking movie. It was a classic, and I just can't wait for the next one because I think I'm going to enjoy it. Even if I don't enjoy it, it'll just be interesting to see what where the writers want to take the characters. Like if they want to have Eddie Murphy like begin where he left off, like, or whatever new character, if they want to have just like a completely different movie just under the same name and call it a sequel, but it's just vastly different, or if they want to like continue the character from where we last saw him, or him now in the future, almost 30 years late, 29 years later. We're talking about 1988 when the original came out. It's 2017, so yeah, 29 years. Wow. So it'll be really interesting to see what direction that they go in creatively. So I'm personally here for it. I can't wait to see it. But this is all my opinion. What do I know? I am merely a Coming to America fan and an Eddie Murphy fan with a microphone. You might not want to see it because you might be a hater. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, Meat Magazine 7 on Google+, Meat Magazine blog on Instagram. Make sure to hit that notification button so you'll be notified. Now, the notification button is right next to the subscribe button. Hit it so then that way you'll be notified when new videos get posted.